What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. No time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep or cow. W.H. Davis. Hello friends, welcome to Musskil Asan. I am Charlotte DeCosta, clinical psychologist, National Institute of Behavioural Sciences. Our topic for today is daydreaming. Daydreaming could be explained as a series of pleasant thoughts that distract one's attention from the present. All of us indulge in daydreaming, just the way we indulge in ice cream. Knowing full well we are not being effective but definitely being happy. Recent researchers have elaborated on how our brain cells communicate when minds are either engaged or idle. Today we are going to share some lesser known facts regarding daydreaming. Now let us get to point number 1. You daydream less as you get older. Daydreaming is often about anticipating about the future, especially in a fantasy context. Young men often have power fantasies of what it would be to be a superhero. Batman, Spider-Man, Ant-Man. They indulge in daydreaming so much that they sometimes have difficulty in distinguishing between fantasy activity and reality. The line that segregates the two can often be blurred for younger ones. Now let us get to point number 2. Daydreaming makes you forget what you were doing. Many people forget what they were doing before they started daydreaming. Researchers have also shown that the type of daydreaming also affects how much you forget. An interesting research was conducted where people working on a task were asked to daydream about their childhood home. The older subjects forgot more of the interrupted task than the younger ones. It was concluded that the further back in time the daydreamer reaches, the bigger the forgetting effect. Now let us get to point number 3. Daydreaming turns off other parts of the brain. Our brain has 2 systems. An analytical part that helps us make reasoned decisions and an empathetic part that allows us to relate to others. When confronted with a cognitive task, your brain requires the empathetic area to turn off to get the job done. It's more like a seesaw. As one goes up, the other goes down. So when you're daydreaming, your mind naturally cycles through the different modes of thinking. And during this time, the analytic and the empathetic parts of the brain tend to turn each other off. Now let us get to point number 4. Your brain and not your mind controls your daydreams. Your mind and brain can be thought of as different aspects of the same thing, like the software and hardware of a computer. We tend to think of our minds in the driving seat and our brain activity as following. But in fact, it goes both ways. They switch seats. And in case of daydreaming, recent researchers have found that the structure of the brain influences our thinking and daydreaming. Now let us come to our last point, number 5. Daydreaming makes you more creative. It enhances creativity, insights of wisdom, and oftentimes the solutions to problems that the person has never considered. Many times the dialogue that occurs when the daydreaming mind cycles through the different parts of the brain. It assesses information that was dormant or out of reach. The daydreaming mind may make an association between bits of information that the person had never considered in that particular way. So we can see that daydreaming is not always a bad thing. We are going to end our segment here. If you have any query, do write to us. We will get back to you. And if you have liked our video, do like, share and subscribe. See you next week. Till then, take care. Goodbye.